Mpumalanga officials say 13 people remain at large as investigations continue into the torching of 51 Putco buses. 2 people have so far been arrested after fires ripped through 4 depots on Monday evening. The Transport MEC in that province is Thulasizwe Thomo. He joins us tonight. MEC, good evening to you and thank you very much for your time. Earlier today, I listened to your fellow MEC in the community safety portfolio who said that sabotage was at the center of the torching of these buses. My question to you is, who would have sent these people and what could have been the motive?
No, thanks, Xoli. Greetings to yourself and the viewers at home. Yes, indeed, that is what was said by the MEC earlier today when we visited one of the depots where this incident has occurred. Well, one of the things that the MEC has insisted on is that the investigation is still undergoing, and what is good about this investigation is that the 2 apprehended culprits are cooperating and revealing a lot of information. And in the interest of the investigation, he could not therefore tell further so that he cannot jeopardize the investigation. So we could not be able to tell, I cannot be able to tell as well as to who's behind this up until probably the subs conclude their investigation and the culprits are being brought forth so that the public can know. But for now, what I know, as you know, is that there are 2 suspects that have been apprehended. And from the mouth of the MEC is that, which was also confirmed to me by subs, is that there's cooperation in terms of this investigation by the 2 suspects that are apprehended.
You are in the portfolio of transport, MEC Thomo. In Mpumalanga, there have been particular threats coming from a certain section of the public transport sector, if I could call it that. You are aware of who the individuals that have been threatening, in particular, the Putco buses are. Would you say that this could have come from that source?
Xoli, I do not want us to labor much on speculations. Secondly, the issue of threats directed to Putco, I only learned about them today. Any issues that are being brought forward in my table or to my attention, I immediately, in particular issues that are related to the transport industry in the province, I immediately attend to them. For example, 2 weeks back, there were situations, or there was a situation in Mkondo, which is still there even now, of tensions between 2 associations. I went down there to ensure that I interact with these 2 associations so that the situation can be calm. So even on this matter, if there are any tensions that are there and have not been brought to my attention, I think the responsibility that I have is that I have to go down and meet with all stakeholders, taxi associations in that area, including Putco, so that we can be able to deal with this matter in a manner that is civilized and a manner that is in the interest of the public, of the people of Mpumalanga, in particular the commuters that we are assisting or faring on daily basis.
I'm going to borrow from your words. You say you only learned about threats to Putco today. Who are these threats from?
No, they were saying previously, in the previous few months, there were tensions amongst themselves with some of the taxi associations. Themselves as well today, they even said they can't attribute this incident to taxi associations. They even said, let us all allow and comply with what is being done by the South African Police Service, which is the investigation. The investigation, which we trust is going to be an investigation that will be expedited and will be concluded very soon due to the fact that there's cooperation on these suspects. We believe that it's going to reveal and unearth who are these people that are behind. So I'm saying, in the interest of peace and the interest of ensuring that there's harmony in the province, let us not throw around allegations and speculations that are not founded. Let's allow the investigation to be concluded And immediately after that investigation is concluded, we can therefore be able to tell as to who is behind this thing.
You're promising to engage what you say are public transport stakeholders in your province to avoid a repeat of this torching. How do you plan to do that?
Well, we have stakeholder engagements that we normally take quarterly, so we have to expedite that process. But also, what we urge and encourage is that precincts where assets such as your vehicles, in particular to the bus operators and taxi operators, can they please ensure that they are secured safely? Because part of what we have observed there, and I raised it with Putco today, is that the precinct where they are actually packing their buses, it's not in a safe environment. They need to upgrade their security. So part of what we need to do is to have cooperation and collaboration, that while we engage with the stakeholders, they also have a responsibility to ensure that they secure their private properties to the maximum standard that is required.
Parking buses in a safe and secure environment is one thing, but the targeting of these buses as they move around the province is quite another, and that, to my understanding, that would pose the biggest threat, particularly to members of the public who rely on these buses, by the way, MEC, because I don't need to tell you about the people of Mpumalanga and just how dependent they are on these Putco buses to get to work. The understanding is that there is a particular sector within the transport sector in Mpumalanga. There is a particular industry that says Putco buses should not operate up until a certain time of the day. Is that your understanding as well?
Mkambi, all that I'm saying to you is that all those issues that you are raising, especially the latter one, are issues that I had to learn about them today. And up until myself, as an MEC responsible for this sector or industry, I go down and engage with both parties. That is where I can be able to arrive into a conclusion as to what is the next course of action that should be taken. Of course, my view is that if there are tensions, let's come sit down, discuss issues, as opposed to being violent to one another. So I don't want us to drag this conversation or this interview into a situation where we point fingers. I'm saying to us, let's confine ourselves within the ambits of this investigation that is conducted by SAPS, which is going to tell us what is it that is actually has transpired and who is behind it. So the tensions that you are referring to are tensions that I've learned about today, and I'm committing before yourself and the people of the Republic that I'm going to go down, engage with all the stakeholders that are being actually that are affected, including the community members of that area, because the interest of government, particularly myself, is to see peace and harmony among the area of Nkangala and around the area of Mpumalanga, because our goal as the province is to create a sustainable, effective and efficient public transport system in the province of Mpumalanga. So we can't therefore do that without peace and collaboration and partnership with all the stakeholders that are responsible for transport in the province.
The residents of Mpumalanga who rely on Putco buses to get to work, what are they using since the torching of the buses?
Okay, when we engaged with Putco from yesterday, one of the things that they've assured us was that they have a surplus of buses that they are using, which are actually not necessarily using, but surplus of buses that are pegged in their depots, which are looking into these incidents of this nature where they can intervene. So in terms of the commitment that we have received is that operation has not been affected, the daily operation in particular, so things are still going as normally as previously. So on Monday they will be giving or rather feeding in another 50 buses which are new to the lines or in enhancing their operation in the province.
Is it my understanding that you did offer to give Putco some buses to operate?
No, we don't have buses.
Okay.
We don't have buses, government. No.
Okay.
That is wrong, and it's a narrative that I'm disputing public. We don't have capacity as government to give private companies buses. We don't have that capacity. We're struggling as government financially, so we can't therefore offer 50 buses on the go. We don't have that capacity. So that I'm dispelling and vehemently opposing it. It's not there.
Thulasizwe Thomo, thank you very much for clarifying that last point.